What up, everyone? This is Mr. Lord, Dr. Professor Dark Joker with another edition of Where Pick and Dare, where I pick games for the various games that are occurring tomorrow. Whether it's football, baseball, basketball, basically whatever games I want to pick, I will pick them. With all that being said, on with the video. College men's basketball. Ohio State Buckeyes versus Michigan State Spartans. Ohio State has a 21.6% chance to win, and Michigan State has a 78.4% chance to win. This is at Michigan State. So Ohio State's unranked, 17-9 record. Michigan State's 15 in the nation, 21-5 record. So for stats, Ohio State has more points per game, points against, higher field goal percentage. Michigan State has more rebounds per game, assists per game, blocks per game, and slightly more steals per game. These stats are pretty close, so I think home field advantage is going to be a big thing here. So I think Michigan State will beat Ohio State tomorrow. Iowa Hawkeyes versus Wisconsin Badgers. Iowa has a 37.5% chance to win. Wisconsin has a 62.5% chance to win. This is at Wisconsin. Iowa is unranked, 19-7 record. Wisconsin's 24 nation, 18-8 record. For stats, Wisconsin has more points per game, points against. Iowa has a higher field goal percentage. Wisconsin has more rebounds per game, slightly more assists per game, more blocks per game, and Iowa has more steals per game. Yeah, so the only stat that's really a big difference here is points against. It's a 11.6 difference in favor of Iowa. So that puts us a defensive gap between the two teams. The other stats are pretty close. So despite the home field advantage that Wisconsin has, I think with the points against difference, I think Iowa will beat Wisconsin tomorrow. College women's basketball. Ole Miss Rebels versus South Carolina Gamecocks. Ole Miss has a 7% chance to win, and South Carolina has a 93% chance to win. This is at South Carolina. Um, yeah, so Ole Miss is 17 in nation, 21-7 record. South Carolina's 3 in nation, 26-2 record. For stats, South Carolina has more points per game. Ole Miss has more points against. South Carolina has a higher field goal percentage and has more rebounds per game, assists per game, blocks per game, and steals per game. The only stat that's really a big difference is the points per game. It's a 10.2 difference in favor of South Carolina. So with home field advantage and the points per game advantage, I think South Carolina will beat Ole Miss tomorrow. Michigan Wolverines versus Iowa Hawkeyes. Michigan has a 62.4% chance to win, and Iowa has a 37.6% chance to win. This is at Iowa. So Michigan is 6 in the nation, 22-4 record. Iowa is 13 in the nation, 21-5 record. For stats, Michigan has more points per game. Iowa has more points against and a slightly higher field goal percentage. Michigan has more rebounds per game. Iowa has more assists per game. Michigan has slightly more blocks per game and has more steals per game. These stats are pretty close, so I think home field advantage is going to be a big thing here. So I think Iowa will beat Michigan tomorrow. Tennessee Volunteers versus Oklahoma Sooners. Tennessee is a 31.2% chance to win. Oklahoma is a 68.8% chance to win. This is at Oklahoma. So Tennessee is 21 in the nation, 16-9 record. Oklahoma is 11 in the nation, 20-6 record. For stats, Oklahoma has more points per game. Tennessee has slightly more points against. Oklahoma has a higher field goal percentage and has more rebounds per game, assists per game, blocks per game. Tennessee has slightly more steals per game. These stats are pretty close, so I think home field advantage is going to be a big thing here. So I think Oklahoma will beat Tennessee tomorrow. Kentucky Wildcats versus Vanderbilt Commodores. Kentucky is a 39.2% chance to win, and Vandy is a 60.8% chance to win. This is at Vandy. So Kentucky is 16 in the nation, 20-7 record. Vandy is 5 in the nation, 24-3 record. So for stats, Vandy has more points per game, points against, higher field goal percentage. Kentucky has more rebounds per game. Vandy has more assists per game. Kentucky has more blocks per game, and Vandy has more steals per game. These stats are pretty close, so I think home field advantage is going to be a big thing here. So I think Vanderbilt will beat Kentucky tomorrow. Michigan State Spartans versus Minnesota Gophers. Michigan State is a 31.2% chance to win, and Minnesota is a 68.8% chance to win. This is at Minnesota. So Michigan State is 18 in nation, 21-6 record. Minnesota is 23 in nation, 21-6 record. For stats, Michigan State has more points per game, points against, higher field goal percentage. Minnesota has more rebounds per game. Michigan State has more assists per game, blocks per game, and steals per game. These stats are pretty close, so I think home field advantage is going to be a big thing here. So I think Minnesota will beat Michigan State tomorrow. NBA. Cleveland Cavaliers versus Oklahoma City Thunder. Um, the Cavs have a 45.7% chance to win, and the Thunder have a 54.3% chance to win. This is at OKC. So for injuries, for the Cavs, Mobley's a game time decision and Stress is out, and for the Thunder, Mitchell, Gilgeous out, Alexander, and Williams are out, and Sorber's out for the year. For stats, Cavs have slightly more points per game and have more points against. Thunder have a slightly higher field goal percentage. Cavs have more rebounds per game, assists per game. Thunder have slightly more blocks per game and steals per game. These stats are pretty close, so I think home field advantage is going to be a big thing here. So I think the Thunder will beat the Cavaliers tomorrow. Denver Nuggets versus Golden State Warriors. The Nuggets have a 59.7% chance to win, and the Warriors have a 40.4% chance to win. This is at Golden State. For injuries, for the Nuggets, Watson, Gordon, and Bates are out. For the Warriors, Porzingis and Cry are game time decisions. Curry and Curry are out, and Butler III's out for the season. So yeah, that's a Warriors have some injury issues. And yeah, so for stats, Nuggets have more points per game, points against, higher field goal percentage, slightly more rebounds per game. Warriors have slightly more assists per game, blocks per game, and have more steals per game. So yeah, this is going to be a interesting thing. So stats are pretty close. So home field advantage will play a role here, but with injuries that the Warriors have, like I mean, the Nuggets basically have like their core people available. Like the injuries are going to be a big thing. So I think, despite the home field advantage that the Warriors have, I think with the injuries, I think the Nuggets will beat the Warriors tomorrow. Boston Celtics versus Los Angeles Lakers. The Celtics have a 58.9% chance to win, and the Lakers have a 41.1% chance to win. This is at LA. For injuries, for the Celtics, Tatum is out. So for stats, Lakers have slightly more points per game and have more points against, higher field goal percentage. Celtics have more rebounds per game. Uh, Lakers have more assists per game. Celtics have more blocks per game, and Lakers have slightly more steals per game. So yeah, so definitely big game. I mean, it's Lakers versus Celtics. You would hope it's big. So these stats are all pretty close, so I think home field advantage is going to be a big thing here. So I think the Lakers will beat the Celtics tomorrow. Philadelphia 76ers versus Minnesota Timberwolves. The Sixers have a 28.8% chance to win, and the Wolves have a 71.2% chance to win. This is at Minnesota. So for injuries, for the Sixers, Embiid's out, and George is out on suspension. For the Wolves, Gobert's out on suspension. For stats, Wolves have more points per game. Sixers have more points against. Wolves have a higher field goal percentage, and then more rebounds per game, assists per game. Sixers have slightly more blocks per game and steals per game. These stats are pretty close, so I think home field advantage is going to be a big thing here. So I think the Wolves will beat the 76ers tomorrow. College baseball. Louisville Cardinals versus Auburn Tigers. Um, Louisville is 15 nation, 3-3 record. Auburn is 9 nation, 4-1 record. This is part of the Omega Bank College Baseball Series, so this is in Arlington, Texas, so it's a neutral site for both teams. Based on where the two schools are located, there's not really I don't think there's gonna be but a big home field advantage there. I mean, unless it largely would depend on which one will have more people show up for baseball. Auburn's SEC, they're generally pretty good, so maybe they get some. I mean, but for non-football sports, I mean, some schools don't get a lot. And Louisville probably takes baseball more seriously than Auburn does, just as an overall fan base. So there might be more Louisville people there. So, but I don't know if it'll matter much based on the distance. So due to that, big thing we take into account is the rankings. So you have 9 versus 15, 4-1, 3-3. So obviously, Auburn's played better. Looks like so. I'm gonna say Auburn will beat Louisville tomorrow. TCU Horned Frogs versus UCLA Bruins. TCU is 7 nation, 2-3 record. UCLA is 1 nation, 4-1 record. This game is at UCLA. So yeah, I mean with the ranking difference, the records, I mean, without really information on pitchers and all that, you have that in home field advantage. So with that, I think UCLA will beat TCU tomorrow. And that's it for picks. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening to my picks. Do you agree with them? Do you not? If you have different picks, you can put them in the comments. But other than that, please like, subscribe, and all that. Thank you for listening, and look forward to the next video.